Grind today. So they are located inside the Wellness Center and they're open to the public. And I think that Laura's here and she'll introduce herself and her business later on in the agenda. But because we have such a packed agenda, I think we'll go ahead and get started. And Doug G is actually on vacation today, so he is going to give an update on the Clear Lake Community School District, and then you'll see him sail off into the sunset. So, Doug, do you want to kick us off here with an update from the school?
Sure, thanks. I'm at home and my wife won't even know I'm gone because she's still sleeping. So, anyway, thank you. This is awesome to see this big crowd come out and on a June morning, and school year's done. Kids are gone, the teachers are gone. So now the parents get to handle their kids for a few months and let the teachers relax. Principals will be gone here at the end of this month, and so excited for them to be able to just have some time to just relax. People thought that this year was going to be just so much easier, but I will tell you, if you talk to a lot of teachers and principals, it was almost more stressful this year. There's just a lot of things that are going on out there, but our teachers continue, to battle and to continue to, fight through this thing and do what's best for kids. And so we just truly have a blessed staff of teachers and principals at Clear Lake. Great sports season for the spring. We had conference champs in boys and girls golf, boys and girls track, boys tennis. Then we go out to, the girls, top that out for the state championship for girls golf, which was, phenomenal after coming back from 12 strokes down. We had, state track, the boys placed 10th and girls 6th. Amazing. I mean, Reese Brownlee with a gold medal in the long jump. I just heard this morning she was a national champ in the 400 yesterday. So, just a lot of really neat things from the sports side of things. We've got all our staff hired with the exception of a 0.5 3-year-old preschool. So if anybody wants to battle with 3-year-olds, we are looking for a 0.5. It's a half a day. Anybody can do a half a day with 3-year-olds, right? I could not. So it won't be me filling that position. But if you know somebody, we are still looking for that position. Otherwise, we have all the positions filled. The neat thing for me at Clear Lake to hear quite often from teachers that come in and interview here is they say, there's only one place that I would leave the current job that I'm at, and that's Clear Lake. It's kind of those destination places that I've always wanted to teach or live in, and that's really neat for me as a superintendent to hear, and you as community members should be very proud of that because they want to come to this community and live. And so that's really a cool thing, but we do have that several. Most of the teachers we hired this year weren't brand new. They were coming from a different district because they wanted to come to Clear Lake. And so that's really neat. We've got some new administrators. Brandon Borseth now goes up. I think he came to the last chamber, or this quarterly coffee. He'll be the new elementary principal at Clear Creek. And then we've got a new assistant principal there. And then Sean Halverson is now going to be our middle school assistant principal. And then we hired Jeremiah Bliss, who will be an assistant principal at the high school. And then Troy Tisdale will be taking over as activities director for Dale Ludwig. So some big changes there, but just a really neat staff. The 7 administrators, the 6 administrators, and I just spent 3 days down in Bentonville, Arkansas at a conference called Culture Keepers on leadership and culture, and continue to work on that culture in the school. The biggest thing that we really try to do there is establish that culture and live our mission statement that says ensure a high level of learning for all students. And really what that just means is no matter which teacher your child has, these are the things that we are going to guarantee that your child will learn by the end of that year. And also, we're also guaranteeing that if your child needs extra time and support, we're going to ensure that they get that so that they learn the way they need to. Let's see. I'm trying to follow my notes. It's not something I usually do, and that's why I'm trying to follow them. Usually I just kind of ramble on, but I am trying to make sure I get some things done. And then I guess a couple things new for this year. We're going to, coming year, we're going to expand our PLTW program. We've hired a middle school PLTW teacher that's all they'll be teaching. We've had, at the elementary, we've had the PLTW launch for the last 5 years. Now we've got a middle school person that will be teaching full-time, and that's called Project Lead the Way. And those are really hands-on, real-world experiences for kids. that are really kind of a neat thing. That will bridge that gap between the elementary and high school from that project Lead the Way. So I'm really excited about that. We're looking at adding another 2 more apprenticeship programs. We've hired another industrial tech teacher, or a half-time one. That person will be teaching the auto mechanics section, and then also diesel auto mechanics. We're working with a couple people now for apprenticeships in auto mechanics and diesel auto mechanics. So we're really excited about that. We've got a new math program coming, curriculum, and that's I think we're really excited about that. And I guess the last things that I would say is we really want, when we create that Disney experience for our kids, and really you've heard me say this before, why do parents take their kids to Disney? It's because of the experience, and they spend an ungodly amount of money to take them there. It's because of that experience, and so we're really trying to create that experience in Clear Lake that kids want to come to school. They want to get up to come to school. Parents are willing to drive their kids 50 miles if they have to get them to our school. We're having that happen. We've got, if you see the open enrollment that comes in, we've got over 255 kids open enroll into Clear Lake from another district, which is really not very normal for a lot of schools. So excited about that. I think with that, I'll close it up here. Thank you for everything you do for our school. Could not do without this community of support. So thank you for everything.
And I guess I was remiss in mentioning, if you are new here, we do lengthier updates from the city, the school, and the EDC, and then we go into what we call the rapid fire section of the agenda, which is all the agenda items that you guys submitted to us. So these will be a little bit lengthier updates before we get to that more rapid fire section. So up next we have Nelson Crabb, and he's going to give an update on some of the projects and things happening in our city.
Oh, rapid fire dawn. Good morning, welcome. I don't think we've ever had this many. Where's the picture?
Back up onto the white square.
This protocol. Is better.
Well, you're not on the camera now, so back up onto the white square. The white plus sign.
Anybody there? Yeah. All right, here we go. You're gonna stand there.
Wait to people online.
Now, what side am I on? All right, real quick. I don't know if I can do it as quick as G did, but we'll work at it. Really interesting. And last night, what a fabulous Thursdays on Main. I don't know if any of you have been down there. If you haven't, you need to get down there. It's a wonderful family event. I remember Flory and I were kind of concerned when that first came about years ago. 2 young ladies came in. They were running a dress shop and said, we've got to have something where we bring people out on the street. And all I can think of, oh brother, there's a big drunk bus that we're going to have in the middle of the street. But it turned out to be just wonderful. We have, strollers. We have dogs on leash. We have grandma and grandpa. We have wonderful music. And if you haven't been there, you just got to go. All right, enough about that. We're here at the Surf Ballroom, the North Iowa Cultural Museum and Ballroom, and that has some exciting news, I do believe, to talk about. Some of you have seen it in the paper, but several of us from the city, from the Chamber, and from the North Iowa Cultural Museum and Ballroom nonprofit group, as well as the CEO, Lori Leitz, went to Des Moines and talked to the Iowa Economic Development group with Debbie Durham in charge. And they being the state, are putting out what they call Destination Iowa Transformational Program for Cities. They have put in over $100 million into that, with the focus on a place-making initiative. Now, Destination Iowa simply means tourists. Tourist means Clear Lake, and so we're there. The place-making part simply indicates that are you having something where people won't just come once and disappear, but they will continue to come back? We're on to that. We are on to that. Through the owners of the SURF, through the chamber, through the city, we are going to put forth an application for that. There's a short time there, but as a result of that, we're doing a feasibility report, and that's through the Paytech Hospitality Consultants. They're the same ones that did the feasibility report for the Fairfield Marriott that we now have up and rolling out in Courtway Park Place, and that has been very, very successful. This will be done in 60 days. They will come back to us and say, is this a smart idea or is it not? But the plan is to have in this particular Surf District area a boutique hotel. Now, gentlemen, if you don't know what boutique means, that's where I do believe I'm right. They have little interesting shops on the lower level, and I doubt that there's too much for you and I. But it is there. I shouldn't have said that. That puts it all down. Anyway, this is exciting. RDG will go for it. They're the people we have used over and over again out of Des Moines Planning and Development Group. They will prepare the application for the Iowa Economic Development Association to be turned in sometime between September and November at this point in time. Now, you don't get the whole 100 million, and I'm sure there will be others that will apply for that as well. But we are looking for, well, as much as we can get, obviously. All right, the next thing, that's exciting. Look forward to all the development that's going along with that. There'll even be hopefully an main entrance from the lake onto this area once that is done. There'll be some reconfiguration of things in this particular area. I've always said that this is the entertainment area. We now have a nice, wonderful street called North Shore Drive with banners and interesting lights and all reconstructed. That goes down to our retail district, which we just talked about earlier. What a wonderful night we had last night down there. You can go in and out. If you've never played being a visitor to this town, play it. Go up and down Main Street, in and out of every store like visitors do, and see what great retailers we have down there. Not that we don't in other parts of town, but now this connects the two together. So I think it's a wonderful idea, and we're going to go forward with that. Next on the list, Seawall Rehabilitation Improvement Project. We just finished that up. There was a little interesting controversy early on about that, but we got through all that. Remember that wall? No, you don't remember, nor do I. But it was built in 1936 by WPA folks. It was a tough time. I think it's tough now. What are we at? 8.75 inflation or something this morning. But in those days, it was really tough. They had men who didn't have jobs housed over in Mason City in a transient camp, brought them over here. They worked 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and built that wall. They started in March. They were done on May 11th of 1936. Quick. In those days, not the modern day equipment that we have today. You know, the scaffolding was 2x4s and 2x6s all put up that way, not the metal things that come in, and not the power things, but the old hammer and chisel. Anyway, that is now complete. TNT, excuse me, contracting out of Stockton, Iowa. They got the bid. We had budgeted $250,000 for it. The bid came in at $186,000. Wonderful, wonderful. These people do historic masonry rehabilitation. They had 7 men. They worked 10 hours a day for 4 days a week and then went back to their homes. But they said you had to have this done by Memorial Day. They were done. And what a wonderful job they did. 3 change orders difference. We were only going to have them do things that were bad with the mortar. They found out there are 3 different types of mortar in there. Think about mixing mortar in those days. And the TNT people matched it. We said, well, go ahead and do the whole deal. What's going to cost us? Still under $250,000. So we had them do that. So that whole wall has been rehabilitated, and if you haven't been down there to look at it, you need to. That is an icon. I hate to personify a brick or a stone wall, but that you have to look at that as the place. You can go down there -30 and you see people eating lunch down there staring at the ice, or maybe it's the aerator. You can go down in the summertime, there's no boats out there, so they're staring at the beautiful waves. We've had a lot of those lately, but you know, it's just a great deal to have done, and they are now complete. Once again, our icon is done. Here we go. Stacy is just jumping all over me. Main Street reconstruction, finally, we're in the last phase of that. Some of you may remember when we started the boat ramp and came all through the business district. Then we went down to 27th Street, came back to 20th, from 20th to 14th, and now we're doing 14th up to 8th Street. Okay, got me right there,
Yep.
4-way stop. And that will start in the 3rd week of July. We have a reconstruction meeting next 2 weeks from now with all the contractors. And that won't be done until probably July of 23. We'll get it started this July, 3rd week of July. And that'll be wonderful. If you haven't looked at 14th down to 20th and seen those banners on those wonderful new street lights, those banners were done by a wonderful gal down there, RDG, what artistic talent she has. But those are somewhat different than those that we have here on North Shore Drive. Wellness Center, if you haven't been to the Wellness Center, get there. It's one of the greatest things that we have done in this community. The oldest person I've seen out there was 94 years old, and I've seen little tots now. We have people, we have different people who can watch over them while they are in the playground area, while mom and dad and grandma and grandpa go out and do their exercise. That's just a wonderful, wonderful area. Mary Jo and Adam are great administrators. The pool, the outdoor pool aquatic center, if you will, we have 18 lifeguards. You know what you've been reading? People can't find lifeguards. Can't find them. We have 18. We have a total of 42 employees just in our pool and recreation summer programs. That's unheard of. But that's Clear Lake, folks. That's Clear Lake. We get them, and they will stay here, and they will provide and do wonderful, wonderful work for us. I want to give a shout out to Carrie Tisdall and the Tri that was here. Over 600 athletes that weekend came here, and representing 15 states, 90-mile radius, and I understood, maybe I'm wrong, that they had rented out over 650 rooms in this area. Heard that one? Maybe that's a myth. That's what I heard. Public transit service, you may have heard, I'm getting dry here, public transit. Stacy says, then shut up and sit down.
I have not said that one time. I might have thought it.
All right, and Mark is here, the CEO of One Vision. But One Vision will no longer be able to be the subcontractor for our public transit in the Clear Lake area. Now, what did that mean? That meant that they housed those buses, they did minor repairs on those buses, and hiring of the chauffeur licensed drivers. And you might expect, the old man here has gotten a few calls from other people that have gray hair and do not have the ability to get around other than that bus service. The city provided financial support to that, sold tickets and so on, but it was primarily out of NIACOG, North Iowa Area Council of Governments, over in Mason City. So it's in their hands now, but it stops, I believe, June 23rd. Is that June 30th? June 30th. That's in a couple weeks. So it's a concern. We will work on it. That's all of us will work on it, and we will find something to help those people out. I believe Chad is going to talk about this, but the comprehensive plan, and perhaps that too, the comprehensive plan that we're doing with Saragordo County, Mason City, and Clear Lake. We will each have our separate one for our own communities or areas, and there will be a comprehensive one for all three of those. But he'll talk more about that. He'll talk some about CERTA. As you know, CERTA closes. There's the 23rd, June 23rd. CERTA plant will close. There were 86 employees there. Chad will talk about that here in a bit. You know, one thing I'll finish up, Steve. One of these things, we have just a wonderful, wonderful, positive working relationship within our own departments. And that doesn't always happen in cities. But between our Department of Public Works, our Department of Parks, our Water Department, our library, City Hall, administration, police department, fire department. I mean, the working relationship, I don't think I've ever seen before, and how positive it is. But everybody is concerned about this town and making sure that things get done, you know, shall we say, on time and correctly, and everybody feeling good about it. And that's true for those who we work in private partnerships with, definitely the school. How many places have you seen where a school and a city have put up a facility as fine as that athletic and wellness center? Not too many. And we're very thankful for that. And number one is our chamber. You know, I tease Stace here a lot, but we have a wonderful, wonderful working relationship here. We took the best reporter out of the Globe Gazette, and now she is our wonderful receptionist there. So, you know, we get the best, we have the best, we work with the best, and we are so very, very pleased. And some of the new things that we have going on, you know, Stacy's going to talk about this too, but just go up and down Main Street and look at all the new retailers, and even outside of Main Street. Look at Pritchard's, look at Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, one of our, you know, alumni have come back and are going to be running that. You know, we forget about the theater. You know, that theater, we had, what was that one, what's the airplane thing?
Top Gun.
You got it. And now Jurassic Park is in there. And, you know, it's very, very good. So, be a visitor, go around town. It's 4th of July, enjoy it, welcome our visitors, and thanks for being here. You are great people to work with.
I agree, the chamber is number one. All right, up next we have Chad Schreck from the North Iowa Corridor Economic Development Corporation, and he's going to talk more about the business and industry updates.
Stand right here.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Stacy. Thanks, everyone. Good morning. Appreciate everyone being here. It's always exciting. I appreciate Nelson kicking the bad news over to me to share. So I'll dive into that first, since it's probably, I think it's the only bad news that we got to talk about. Is the surge situation, which happened a few months ago. You know, always the least favorite call we get at the EDC or as a city or county. Obviously, anytime a major business makes an announcement like that. But just wanted to walk through that with everybody. So we did get that notice. As Nelson said, it was 86 employees that are impacted by that, unfortunately. So first step for us always is, what do we do with those employees? How do we make sure that they get to the resources they need to find their next job or opportunity? And I guess the good news on that front is almost everybody in here probably knows is we have a lot of jobs. And I think when I looked the other day, we had 2,300 jobs posted as a county that are currently active. So the good news was we were able to pull together, even before we got official notice of the closing, we had companies calling us, hearing rumblings of business closing and saying, we're hearing businesses closing, is there any way we can get in front of their employees? And we had dozens and dozens of employers get in front of them. We helped set up a couple of job fairs, both on site at CERTA as well as over at right here, you know, in the surf ballroom. We had, of those 86 employees, we're aware of, you know, around 40 that have been placed already, and the other ones probably have multiple offers. So again, that's a good situation. At least we know those folks are in good shape. We also then move on to the building. This is an incredibly important building and facility for Clear Lake in North Iowa. We do not have a lot of 108,000 square foot manufacturing facilities available. And it also has 5,000 square feet of good office space. So a real key priority for us, something that we want to protect, to be honest. We want to make sure that it's used appropriately and we get the max value out of that facility. CERTA's been a great employer since the 90s. So we want to make sure, hey, that it doesn't just turn into storage, it doesn't just turn into something that sits there and does not bring value back to the community. So we've worked with the city and CERTA and their representatives over at CBRE. We immediately had multiple interested parties in that building. And I can tell you that there were 4 offers made on the facility already as of last week, and they're expecting to accept the best bid today. So we should have news very soon on what happens in that facility and what's coming next. I can tell you we've worked closely with at least one of the bidders, and we'd be extremely excited about them. They'd actually bring about 100 employees to the facility, and it would be a really cool fit for our area. So we're pulling for them. We'll see what comes of it, and we'll try to keep everybody posted on that. But again, it's unfortunate, but it opens up new opportunities. And in the economy as it is right now, I guess the other bad news would be the national narrative. I guess everybody's seen inflation, as Nelson referenced. That's something we're keeping an eye on. I just checked the 30-year mortgage rates are about 6.25 or so. About 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, it was about 3. So those are going to be some headwinds. Those are some overarching challenges that we'll have to face economically. But I can tell you, it's pretty wild what we're seeing. We're seeing as much activity, interest in our area on almost every front as we've ever had. Whether it's small retail, big retail, small industrial, big industrial, we're seeing it all. So I'm just going to try to give you a quick overview of some of that. I guess the other bad news Nelson touched on is the Nyakog bus situation. Sorry, I just want to mention that because we are working with Nyakog and their board on trying to identify space. If anybody knows of a couple thousand square feet that could hold like 4 or 5 buses, that's something that they're going to need, as well as some small office space for I think about 4 to 5 employees in dispatch over here in Clear Lake. So if you have any idea of a good spot for that, we are incredibly tight on space. I just mentioned CERTA. That's probably not realistic for this, but if you have awareness of something like that, we are looking for something like that right now. So grab me after this and we can talk. Some of the good news that we've been looking to share, though, recently, we had our annual meeting at the corridor this past month, and it was really fun because we were able to break some news about a really cool local Clear Lake company, Renovo Media Group. I don't know if they're here today or are going to share anything, but they broke some news at our event that we were really excited to share about Strong Tower, the pilot episode they shot. If you hadn't heard the news, that got picked up. They're going to be shooting 6 episodes of that series right here this fall. So really excited to host that. That's going to bring around 100 people to our community making that movie or that TV show, shooting that. The company is also working on the Field of Dreams TV show that's being worked on in Iowa right now as well. So incredible company and asset to our community. And the things that Eric said about working here in Clear Lake and North Iowa and just their appreciation for the support the chamber gives them, this community gives them, was phenomenal. And it's going to be such a cool story for us and a cool company that can tell the story as part of what's going on here. So really excited about that. Also had 3 other local businesses at our meeting that just shared about why they're in North Iowa, why they love doing business here. We had Simply Nourished, the Mason City branch, talk about what they're doing and everything that they've got going on. Wayne Ski and Cycle, who many of you guys probably know, Matt Curtis, very involved in the community, and Bushel Boy Farms, the tomato facility over in Mason City. So really a great event. It was fun to highlight all the positive things happening, and we tried to do that. On the project front, Nelson mentioned Destination Iowa, and the city's a really cool project. I had an opportunity to meet with the hotel feasibility person, and she's from Milwaukee, and she does these things all over the country. And it was just really cool to hear from her how excited she was about what we have happening in Clear Lake and this type of project, how well situated we are for it. I think we're going to come back with a really positive report on everything that can happen down here in the Surf District. So looking forward to working on that. Mason City is actually working on a branch as well that I think would be really cool. It's a human-powered trails, bike park, mountain biking, connecting trails that would connect all the trails around the community, and then all the way down. They're working with the county on also going through the, I forget what that trail's called. Chris, help me out. It'll connect us down to Belmont, right?
It'll go into Wright County and touch part of Franklin.
Okay, so it's like 30 some miles of trail, plus mountain biking, all these different things. That's about a $12 million project. So it builds on our recreation opportunities in the community. So we're gonna be really excited and helping out with that as well. Also, a couple of projects working with Pritchard's on ongoing office effort over at Team Quest. They're looking at about 25 to 30 more jobs. We're actually doing a state grant application for them on the high quality jobs program. Also continue to work on the electric vehicle charging project at their place as well, and looking for some funding opportunities on that. Another cool thing with those guys, they used to be office down south of over I-35, the old Mossbusters building down by Titan Crow. They moved up to Team Quest, and now they're actually working with Farm and Home Publishing on bringing about 30 to 40 office jobs into that facility, again from Farm and Home Publishing, so really excited for that one. We've got a couple of biofuels, renewable diesel projects that we're working on right now, very large projects, one in Mason City and one actually up north in Manly that we're helping with as well. So really big opportunities for us. And then a lot of warehousing distribution things going on right now as well. So I mentioned the small business retail, 173 Degree Distillery, you guys are all probably well aware of. They had their opening here recently, and now they've got their own wine and spirits, or not wine and spirits, but their spirits are being sold in the store now, which is phenomenal. We worked with Avian Azul out at the airport on a new patio and got helped them get some funding for that. If you haven't eaten outside over there, get over there and do it. It's amazing. You also probably saw the news, Old Navy, Ross, and Five Below agreed to a development agreement with the city of Mason City. We helped to bring them into that west side. We're going to get Best Buy filled up, where Marshall's one day, way back in the day, was supposed to go by Kohl's, and I think the facility in between Maurice's and the Buckles. So some national chains that are coming to our community. So again, when you see the overarching national narrative, to see national chains that are interested in us right now, it's a pretty good indicator for what's happening here. And finally, workforce, I mentioned that earlier. We continue to do a ton of things on that. Our This Is North Iowa campaign kicked off this last month, where we're doing some direct targeted marketing to try to recruit people here and fill our jobs, primarily in construction, manufacturing, and healthcare. In our first month so far, we had over 268,000 impressions. That's through web, social media, connected TV, IP targeting, where we're actually going directly at people in specific zip codes and things of that nature. So just trying to keep on getting that word out about what we have here, what's so special about us, and let's fill those 2,300 jobs and keep creating new ones and new opportunities. So we're also doing some photo and video content with drone photography over the course of the year. They're going to be following events. They were at the Tri, they were at Color of the Wind. They'll be at 4th of July, Red Bride, all those things coming up, taking pictures, video of the activities and quality of life, as well as specific businesses and industries that we have to offer here. So looking to build that into our marketing efforts across the Vision North Iowa team. And I think I've probably talked long enough, so I'll shut up. A lot of housing things going on, a lot of positive things, but we appreciate everything that you guys are doing as a community, and we're excited for what's next. Thanks.
I'm going to provide just a quick chamber update before we move on to the rapid fire. Nelson mentioned the Tri. We had around 570 athletes come to Clear Lake, but when we look at the demographics of those athletes, 70% of them travel over 90 miles to come race, and we actually had 19 states represented from California all the way to North Carolina. So we had athletes from across the country travel to Clear Lake. You're probably right in the estimate of about 600 hotel or overnight stays, whether that was a vacation rental. So it has a huge economic impact in just 2 or 3 short days. So that's a very good event. Triathletes typically have a pretty disposable income. It's not a cheap sport, and so they come here and they spend money and they want to enjoy the town and eat at our restaurants and drink at our distilleries and all of that kind of stuff. Thursdays on Main, we had our 3rd night last night. I feel like the numbers are off the charts. The number of people who are coming, our food trucks are selling out. So it's been a really great kickoff to the season. We have 8 more great nights, weather permitting. And then we've got some upcoming events too that I want to mention. Obviously, the 4th of July is literally right around the corner. And we'll be sending out bingo volunteer sign up. So you guys, bingo is so fun. So grab your coworkers, sign up for a spot, and call some bingo. It is really fun. And then we also have our golf fundraiser. That is scheduled for July 22nd. I'm going to send out an email today with information on these 3 things that I'm mentioning. So bingo, golf, and then I hate to even say it, but we started planning for the Educators Appreciation Breakfast as well, which is scheduled for August 17th. I know that, supply chain issues and everybody wanting to dote on our educators, it might take a little bit more time to get your gifts together for that event. So we're going to send information out about how to participate in those here very shortly. On your table, there is a new sheet here called the 2022 to 2027 Strategic Plan Goals, and I just want to talk about that for a second. Last year, the board started talking about, the mission of the chamber, and as we come out of, the pandemic, what should our focus be? Where should we be putting our efforts? And so we went through a process of putting a new strategic plan together for the chamber, and the first thing we wanted to do is just kind of take a fresh look to make sure that our members are well served. We utilized information from the membership survey. So about a year ago, we sent out a membership survey. We used information from that. We used questionnaires. We sent questionnaires to the city, our key partners, the EDC, the school, finding out how we better partner with them. And then we all got together, the board and the chamber team, and we worked through putting together a brand new plan, which is much longer than the one sheet of paper you have on your table. But really, we just want to make sure that our membership and our community are well served and that we're focused in terms of what we're trying to accomplish over the next 3 to 5 years. So throughout the planning process, we kind of identified 5 areas that we want to focus on. Obviously, membership. We want to make sure we're providing the benefits to our members that you guys are looking to receive. We want to make sure that we utilize events not only to drive a great community where people want to visit and live, but also to provide an economic impact to the businesses in the community. And then marketing for tourism. That was something in our previous strategic plan that was not included. And obviously a lot of the work that we do is relevant to tourism, so we had to include tourism in our strategic plan. And then just business support. What resources do you guys need? What resources can we connect you to make sure that you're successful? And then organizational operations. So we want to make sure we're building a strong chamber that will, continue to serve our members and our community for decades to come. And so you'll see the culmination of 7 goals listed on that plan. There are a number of strategies under each of those goals, and you guys will be hearing more about them as we work our way through the next 3 to 5 years. So just wanted to let you guys know that we went through that process, and we now have some focused efforts that we're working on. So if you have any questions or you want to see the full plan, just let me know. I'd be happy to share it. All right. With that, we'll move on to the rapid fire portion. If you are in the new employees and promotions section of the agenda, I'm going to invite you to come line up over here so we can move through this portion a little quicker. And we'll just have you snag the mic from the previous speaker. So we're going to kick off the new employees and promotion section with Kelly. So I'll invite Kelly up, and then we'll go to Oakwood. So you guys just kind of hand the mic off.
Yeah. So, thanks for letting me go first, because I am in the middle of my youth academy, the business academy. Stacy's been a part of that, so we're wrapping up that this week. So I've got to get back to the Papa John Center, but I want to introduce Dr. Tom Moore. He is, hired him as the Director of Innovation and Acceleration to replace Candy, and now Candy's the Director. Candy couldn't be here today, but Tom comes with 30 plus years of business and industry experience, owned his own consulting company, but I'll let him share a little bit about him. He comes from Minnesota, moved to Charles City, so we're happy to have him in North Iowa.
Thanks, Kelly. Thank you for allowing me to come here today, and I'm happy to have moved to Iowa. That's where we're at, right? Yeah. It's a quick introduction then. Yeah, like Kelly said, I was in industry for quite a while, everything from high-tech biomedical device manufacturing to low-tech secondary lead smelting. Just about everything in between, everything from frontline leadership to corporate. Picked up some academic credentials along the way and moved out of crazy Minnesota to Iowa at the end of January. Actually, I thought the weather would be better down here. Doesn't seem to be the case. But I am happy to be here and happy to be at the NIAC, the Papa John Center, and I appreciate the welcome. Thank you guys. Thanks. And hopefully I'm going to meet everyone, and I'm just going to tell you right up front, I'm terrible with names. So I'm going to meet you like 6 times and still not know who you are. You know? So thank you.
I'm going to do one quick plug. If you're looking for something for middle schoolers, we have our STEM Verizon camp, and we still have room for registration starting in July. So middle schoolers. Am I on the queue? Yeah.
Good morning. I was trying to get out of line in order, but Stacy kept me in line. So I tried to trick you, but I think it's really important for the community to know who's leading the care for your neighbors, your loved ones. And so I wanted to introduce our nursing team from Oakwood. We have Brittany Rasmussen. She's our Director of Nursing. Annette Collins is not here. She's on vacation. We do let her go on vacation. She's our Assistant Director of Nursing. Our building is designed to have 2 units. So we have a south unit, which is more predominantly our skilled residents who are coming in to get rehabilitation and then return home. Carrie Bowman is our unit manager for that. You have to come stand on the queue. And then our north unit is predominantly more people who are coming in long-term. Their goal is to stay there, make it their home, and Laura Morissette is our unit manager for the north unit. So this is our nursing team.
Good morning. I'm Mark Dodd with One Vision, and I want to introduce Sydney Dighton. Sydney is our new development specialist with the organization. She joined One Vision on May 9th. In our development department, if you're not aware, the department helps us with all of our internal and external communications, events, fundraising, including sponsorships, and grant writing. And grant writing will be the area that Sydney has a primary responsibility for, as well as helping keep us on track with a lot of our database information and so forth. So we are very excited to have Sydney join the organization. She had moved to Clear Lake not too long before she joined the organization. And so I hope you'll all take an opportunity to welcome Sydney, and you're going to see her out and about as we are out with communications and sponsorships and grant writing and so forth. So thank you.
Hi, I'm with Ward Van Slyke Funeral Home, and we have 2 new faces for Ward Van Slyke funeral directors that have come to make Clear Lake a better place. Jennifer?
I'm Jennifer Olson, and I have been a funeral director for about 17 years, and all of my experience has been through Ward Van Slyke and Hogan Bremermore Colonial Chapel. I took a break to have a baby, and now I'm back in the community to help again. Clear Lake always has a special place in my heart. I met my husband here, and actually on Monday it'll be 13 years that we were here dancing the night away. So yeah, I'm just happy to be back to help serve families here in the North Iowa area.
Hi, I'm Kiri Carmen. I have been a funeral director for about 5 minutes. And I'm very lucky to have Jennifer with me to train me. I moved to Clear Lake at the end of February. I have an academic background in clinical psychology and theology, which led me eventually to the field of funeral service. And I'm born and raised in Dallas, so you know what that means. And I'm in hostile territory.
our newest lender, Joni Irwin. She will be in our Gardner office working with commercial and ag customers. And I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself.
Thanks, Natalie. Like she said, my name is Joni Irwin, and I am an ag and commercial lender at Clear Lake Bank and Trust. I've been doing some training in the Clear Lake office, but eventually I'll be over in Gardner full time. I've lived here in Clear Lake for about 5 years, but this is my first time being introduced at a Chamber Coffee. Previously, I worked for the Iowa Corn Growers Association. I was a district field manager and covered about 11 counties here in north central Iowa working with farmers. I grew up in a really small town of Crawfordsville, Iowa, about 30 miles south of Iowa City, on my family's farm, which is where I kind of developed my passion for agriculture. Then I went on to Iowa State University and got a degree in ag business and international agriculture, and became a North Iowa transplant, and have been living here in Clear Lake for about 5 years. So I'm really excited to get to know all of you here in Clear Lake and also in the Gardner community, and thanks for letting me introduce myself here this morning.
All right, the next section of our agenda is special updates, honors, and awards. So I would like to invite Clear Lake Bank and Trust up again.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Cheryl Kurtzleben. I'm a vice president and I manage the residential real estate at Department at Clear Lake Bank and Trust. With me, I have Joy Olson. She recently was promoted to a vice president. She's been with the bank for 33 years, so that's a huge honor for Joy. Each year, the Iowa Mortgage Association recognizes the top real estate lenders in the state of Iowa. Year after year, Clear Lake Bank and Trust has had an employee recognized in the top award level called the President's Club. I'm pleased to announce that for 2021, both Joy and I received awards at this level. Collectively, we assisted 419 customers in our North Iowa communities with home loans. This is a big honor, as we were the only lenders in our area to receive the recognition at the top level award. We have a great real estate team and are very fortunate to have support by way of referrals from our current customers, our business partners, and communities that we serve. Thank you.
I'm Mark Dodd with One Vision again. I'm actually going to hand off this update to Mario Van Dyke and Chris Cash, and they're going to provide you with an update on our recycling department and some exciting things we have going on. Just a quick comment, please understand, our recycling is not cans and bottles. It came out of the overstock that we always receive through our thrift store, so clothing and other merchandise that's dropped off. And so we're very excited to share this with you because we know that people support One Vision, you contribute to our organization by donating those items, and we love to provide the update on how we are using those materials both to help the community but also to support the organization through your charitable contributions.
Thank you. Again, my name is Chris Cash. I represent One Vision in the Thrift Solutions Department, which was formerly recycling. Last year we kept 1.2 million pounds of clothing waste from entering Iowa's landfills, and we're on course to do that again this year. In addition, this year we're excited to begin recycling bric-a-brac. It's likely none of you know what that is. So let me describe it as miscellaneous household goods. Pots, pans, dishes, silverware, picture frames, the list goes on and on. All our recyclables are unsold or overstock donations received from 26 thrift stores and charity partners across 15 Iowa counties. Prior to our involvement with these operations, many of them threw their products into the trash, or worse, donated their undesirable items to another store. Where that store had to sort it again and was inevitably then faced with the same dilemma of responsible disposal. Because of our efforts, these items can see a second life being used around the world, such places as Africa, Asia, South America. Our first load of bric-a-brac was actually on a container ship headed to Chile. Clothing items not fit to be reused or exported in their current form become carpet padding, insulation, even the headliner in your cars. Our Thrift Solutions Department is proud of our recycling efforts. We're fortunate to be able to say an improved environment is just a result of our greater One Vision mission. Thrift Solutions exists to generate funds that can help individuals being served by One Vision experiencing the most independent life possible at home and at work. So when I'm finished, I hope you remember not only that One Vision Thrift Solutions does, but more importantly, why we do it. You can help us by donating to and shopping in our general stores and tried and true boutiques, as well as asking other thrift stores if they recycle with One Vision Thrift Solutions. We can also help your organization post a clothes for a cause inside donation bin, or even a pack the truck clothing drive in your parking lot. If interested, please give us a call and ask for Chris Cash. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. I just want to reiterate what Chris just said. One of our goals is to minimize waste and to try to recycle as much as possible. So if you even have a little pallet somewhere that you don't use, you'll be able to pick them up. If you know of other companies or stores that have a fair amount of clothing or other fabrics, just please give us a call and we'll try to recycle as much as you can. Thanks.
All right, Joe, can I invite you up here? So the Chamber has always offered as long as I've been involved, or I'm not sure how long we've been doing it, but we've had a Chamber scholarship that we've given out to a Clear Lake high school student. And last year the board took a look at that application and it really had some limiting criteria within it. And so we revamped the application, and one of the things that we added to the application was an essay, which I'm sure Joe was really excited to write. But the essay asked every student, if you were to return to Clear Lake after your schooling, how would you improve the community? And so it was really great to get insight from some high school kids as to what they see as to things that can be improved, as well as how they can get involved in the community. And I have to say, Joe's essay was one that touched the hearts of our executive committee. And so Joe is our scholarship recipient. He'll be receiving $1,000 to pursue his education. So let's give Joe a round of applause. Share a little bit about your future plans.
Yeah. So I will be attending Central College in Pella, and I will be majoring in business there. And I'll also be playing basketball there as well. So I'm pretty excited. And as far as like what the Chamber does for the community, I'm very appreciative of what you guys do. Like how you guys help businesses and stuff like that. And one day I hope to come back here and do something like that and maybe even join the Chamber. So yeah.
And then I also want to recognize our 2022 Lake Leadership graduates. If you are a 2022 Lake Leadership graduate, would you please stand? We have a few of them here today. Look at the future leaders of our community. And we learn about all sorts of business, industry, history, government, and we'll be opening up applications for the class of 2023 here shortly. And so if you have someone who would be a great participant, or if you would like to participate and haven't been able to do that before, I highly encourage you to sign up ASAP when the application opens, because it will fill up and it will fill up fast. All right, we have a number of new members here today. So if you are on the new member section of the agenda, I invite you to line up over here so we can move through them. Awesome. First, we're going to welcome Next Generation Technologies. So Nick, Stephen.
Good morning. We're representing Next Generation Technologies. The short and sweet of it is we are an IT company for hire. We have been serving the northern Iowa and southern Minnesota locations for 22 years now. We don't do a lot of marketing. A lot of our business comes by word of mouth because we're that busy. Because of that, we help with everything from IT strategic planning to budgeting, networking, infrastructure, you name it. We have a candidate. So we're proud proud to join the chamber and hope to visit with many of you here today. And any questions or interest, please come see us afterwards.
I'm Josh Orchard. This is Jocelyn. She's my 7th grader. She's one of my 4 kids. My wife and I, Sarah, we've been in Clear Lake for 13 years. I don't want to be like Nelson to get yelled at. So we've been here 13 years, and we actually had a place in the Harborage, and then finally transitioned down here. So I do outside sales. My wife works at the Gableson Clinic, and we previously owned a coffee shop, so we like the idea of serving people. But this gives us the ability to be mobile and do it more with our kids and on our own time. So what we're doing is boba. So my wife said this is what we got to do. Boba's the big thing, and I had no idea what it was. So for any of you who don't know, it's traditionally from India, and it's like a tapioca ball that you kind of chew. But the ones we do are more fruit flavored, and they kind of burst. So it's a little bit different. But we also do traditional just coffee. We roast our own coffee, so we do hot, cold coffee and frappes. But good for fundraisers, good for Thursdays on Main has been awesome. So we're really excited to be here, and thank you.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Slicener, and I am the new owner of the Daily Grind, which is a new coffee shop in the new wellness center here in Clear Lake. I have moved into the wellness center at the end of April, so I've been open about 6 weeks here, and really have enjoyed the space. I also own a coffee shop in Garner called Java 18, so this is my second venture in the coffee world. I was approached to go into the Clear Lake Wellness Center this winter, actually, and when I was approached by Adam from the Wellness Center, it did take me long to decide, you know what, this is a great new building and structure in the city of Clear Lake. I want to be in it. I want to be in the middle of the hubbub that goes around that. I'm also a student athlete, or was a student athlete, obviously, and the partnership between the high school, or between the schools and the city to get this facility in our community is just phenomenal. So the Daily Grind is a coffee shop. We have all options that you can expect from a coffee shop. Espresso-based drinks, frappes, smoothies. We have lunch options also. Great cold meat sandwiches are kind of some lunch sandwiches that you can have. We're open to the public. We would love to see anybody and everybody in there. It's also just kind of a great opportunity. You can come in and check out the facility, which is phenomenal, and come and patronize the Daily Grind and be a good supporter of that new facility. So, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Damon Baker. I'm with the Titanium Lunchbox food truck. We also have a restaurant in Britt on Main Street. We've been there for 12 years. We started the food truck 2 years ago. We were going to start a food truck. COVID kind of sped that up a little bit because all of a sudden you close your restaurant on the inside for 6 months and decide how you're going to get food to people. So my wife Karen, my son Josh, both are part of this. So this is our second year. This is our first year as a member here, and first year attending Thursdays on Main. I can't even tell you guys what kind of an event that is. I mean, it was our second night last night, and I pretty much went home and just kind of collapsed into bed. So, I mean, you guys you really need to understand what, for us, being able to come to an event like that and getting our food off of Main Street and to other people in North Iowa. So we specialize in pizza. We do other things, sandwiches, all kinds of different stuff. Our menu is on our Facebook if you ever want to check it out. We've got for specialty pizzas. We always try to have something a little different on our food truck that's not on our menu that we serve off of there. We do catering. If you're feeding your employees, we come to on-site. We can do catered meals, weddings, whatever it is you need food for. It isn't just pizza, but pizza is where we like to hang our hat. So we appreciate everybody coming this morning, and thank you for letting us be part of this. It's really, really cool. Thank you.
Straight. Okay.
You're good.
Good morning. My name is Bob Beesian. 5 years ago, I moved to this area. My accent is from Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania, New Jersey border. I am the group travel guy. I've been in the hospitality business for 44 years. People ask me why I moved here. It was for love. Married a beautiful woman. Used to live in Clear Lake. We now live in Mason City. When I got here, I looked at the area. I was semi-retired. I owned a hotel, owned a tour company, was partners in the American Queen Steamboat Company, which did cruises on the Mississippi River. So I've been in hospitality all my life. When I moved here, I said, holy mackerel, does this area have a lot of stuff? A lot of reason to come here. So I started a receptive service, and fortunately for me, I've been partnering with Clear Lake, who had Welcome Arms, along with Mason City and Forest City, to bring groups to the Mason City area for my vast number of clients I've had over the years. I'm announcing today I have 2 groups coming to the first time in September of this year. They'll be spending time here, Mason City and Forest City. I'm looking for partners. I'm looking for partners in restaurants, attractions. I don't do tours, I create experiences. And we need to create this Northern Iowa area as an experience. I also am working with the Nyack Papa John Center. I'm a mentor. I also teach hospitality and training. For all those years with the American Queen, I taught every person that worked on the boat hospitality. So if anybody has needs to train employees, I'm very cheap, okay? And I admit that because it's something I love to do. So if anybody needs any hospitality training, I would love to do that for you. But we're going to bring some people into this town and bring money to the Northern Iowa area. I retired, I unretired twice now, and I just can't sit at home. But thank you all for having me. Thanks to the Chamber who partnered with me. We did 3 huge conventions, Texas, Cleveland, and somewhere else this year to get the word out for Northern Iowa. So thank you very much. Have a great day, great weekend, and God bless.
Thank you. Morning. My name is Jeff Burns. I am also retired with a full-time job in pickleball now. Show of hands, who knows pickleball? Show of hands, anybody played yet? Oh, we're going to get the rest of you. So we started this volunteer organization just a little over a year ago when my wife and I were in Florida and sort of got connected with the sport and sort of got addicted to the sport. Started a group here on Facebook, and as of last night, we officially have 501 members on our Facebook page. It's the #1 fastest growing sport in the country. It's not just for us Q-tips, us gray hairs. We've got some teenage kids playing all the way up. The #1 woman in the world is 15 years old. A lot of people are migrating out of tennis into pickleball. It is a blast. It's social. We have 10 or 12 regular sessions that we play every week that we can connect you with if you're interested. We do lessons that are free. We've got equipment for you. We've got teachers that are pretty avid players. We just love spending time with the sport. It's inexpensive to get involved with. An exciting piece of news that we got actually yesterday, we met with the school district. Currently we play out on the tennis courts. The school district has given us the furthest 2 east tennis courts to convert to 4 pickleball courts. That's where we play. We also play at the Wellness Center when weather dictates, which is winter. We met with Doug G. at the school district yesterday. There are 4 basketball hoops on the adjacent property to the tennis courts. If anybody's familiar with the old basketball courts there. We're in the process of talking to Doug, and Mayor, I can see you. We're going to start talking to the city about converting that to a permanent 6-court pickleball complex. Pretty excited about it. It can bring a lot of people in town. We've got visitors that bring their equipment with them. It's just a great, great piece that we think we can add an asset to the community. This is, and Brad Jansen is one of our board members as well. Brad and I will be around if anybody wants to visit about it. This is, if I can do both, this is sort of a layout representation of what we want to do out in those courts. The growth is just going crazy. And again, it's the #1 growing sport in the country. So please, if you haven't tried it, please come out and try it. Connect with us for free lessons.
Good morning, I'm Dave Fritz. This is Linda Hopper and Donna Buell. We're here representing to introduce you to something that's been around Clear Lake for several years. It's Galilean Labyrinth. On the table I have some brochures to talk about it. We invite you to visit the Labyrinth. It's north of Galilean Lutheran Church. Everyone's welcome. There's no charge. It's open daily from dawn to dusk. We invite group meetings. We have had several church groups, church ladies, garden club meets at our church and meets there to come and enjoy the quietness, the beauty, nature, and as you walk through the labyrinth, there are several locations where you can stop and read some Bible verses and contemplate and relax and get some to be renewed. It was started in 2000. It was an idea of a pastor that was here. It's been promoted over the last few years. It's just been the last 3 or 4 years that we have put a great deal of concentration on it and planting flowers. Donna and Linda have spent numerous hours there. One of the things we found is that we are contributing to the food for deer. We're on our 3rd planting of sunflowers. Apparently they like them a lot. So we're looking at some kind of a cage or some way to protect them, I guess, and we'll get that figured out. But there are all kinds of flowers and all kinds of other things there. A lot of our materials come from Natural Plus, and our funding comes from memorial funds and contributions from other organizations. We also have Sunday service, the 2nd and 4th Sundays at the Labyrinth outside. It's a beautiful location. It's an opportunity to come and worship with us. So we hope to invite you to come and enjoy, walk through, sign our guest book, and enjoy our Labyrinth. On a personal note, those of you that are getting ready to retire, beware. You will be approached by numerous groups to work with them on a volunteer basis. That's happened to me. I missed a few meetings. I was always a member of the Class Car Club, and I missed a few meetings. And I found out by reading the Mirror Reporter that I was elected president. The Class Car Show is coming up August 5th and 6th. We do expect a huge show. We have had connections with groups that we've never had before. We expect over 1,000 cars in our cruise on Friday night, and somewhere between 850 to 1,000 cars for our car show on Saturday. So be prepared. That'll be a huge weekend. We have groups coming as far away as Pennsylvania, Texas, Missouri. Omaha is bringing 65 Corvettes. So we think it's going to be one of our largest groups also. I also found out in volunteering that if you go attend the noon Lions meeting, you get elected to be in charge of the barbecue. Last year we served 4,223 half chickens. Some of us that worked there did not even get to eat a chicken. I had a few buns left over, so we ate some buns after that. But that's coming up July 17th, and I just gave it extra little boost to those 2 activities that bring a lot of people to Clear Lake, and we appreciate the opportunity to give you a chance to bring your staff, bring yourself, bring your family to our Labyrinth at Galilean, to just come and relax and enjoy for an hour or half an hour or 10 minutes. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, there is a deck, a gazebo, a screened-in porch. There's places to go, and I spray it quite often for ticks and mosquitoes and other little critters. Thank you. Oh, don't come Saturday. We have a wedding with over 200 people coming to the wedding on Saturday, so don't come on Saturday, but come Sunday, because we have church on Sunday morning. Thank you. Anything else?
All right, we are to our final section, which is a fun one. So events and things of interest. If you are in that section of the agenda, I invite you to line up over here. All right. You ready?
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm the owner of Charcuterie here in Clear Lake. This is our second year, so last year was super great. Our hair was kind of on fire, so thanks to anybody who ordered crafted charcuterie boxes. That's what we focus on. We decided to add a lunchtime option for local Clear Lake businesses, so we will deliver to your office in Clear Lake, and we're calling it a charcutable. It's just a lunch size portion of our charcuterie, so it's meats, cheese, pickles, olives, dried fruits and chocolates, all that fun stuff. We've kept very busy all winter, which was supposed to be our off season. I think my husband's real sick of me. There's no off season, but we did workshops all winter, and it was super fun. I had a great time. It rapidly became my favorite part of our business, but we can't do that and Lake Lemonade and the markets in the summer. It's just too crazy. So we're offering some virtual workshops, which means that you can purchase one ticket and you get together with your friends or your husband, and in front of your computer with a glass of wine, we provide you with a listing of items that you can pick out that fall in what we do, and then we give you the instruction via Zoom. So that's what we're doing this summer.
Good morning. Thank you for letting me give a little update on the Music Enrichment Center. I think the last time that I chatted at Quarterly Coffee, Lori and I were telling you that the space existed. So it's just really nice to be able to give a little update, and it's been so much fun to watch it grow. So I was in a similar position when I started. I knew what the SURF did outreach with North Iowa schools, so we developed curriculum, field trips, lots of special events throughout the years. And then they were like, by the way, we also have this amazing space next door that we want to start devoting more to education as well. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch it grow. We've gained some great teachers who teach instrument lessons primarily in the after-school hours of piano and guitar. We really enjoy our partnership with NIAC, so we're able to do some continuing education classes over there. There's always a lot of stuff in the summertime, so I just want to let you know about a few, some of our summer programs that are coming up. So we have beginner guitar lessons available every Saturday, July and August. Perfect opportunity if you've ever wanted to learn guitar, to learn the basics. Voice lessons. We have our traveling instrument petting zoo. Today, actually this morning, is the first day for that. Right after this, I'm going to load up all the instruments and head over to Central Gardens this morning for that. So it travels around North Iowa. And then coming up too, we're doing a senior spotlight to recognize senior citizens, and that falls on the SURF's birthday in just a couple weeks. So that's June 30th, so birthday cake and coffee, all that good stuff. So be sure to spread the word for that. One of the reasons I wanted to jump in the agenda today, though, too, is something we're really excited about at the Music Center is we're going to be able to start offering music therapy services, and that is through a partnership with Southern Minnesota Music Therapy. Marissa Humberg is the founder of that and a music therapist who will be visiting the MEC on Mondays. Actually, so in just a couple days will be her first Monday that she's going to be visiting. We're also working with One Vision Children's Autism Center, to bring services to them. Right now, we are able to cover 100% of the therapy fees through a grant, Iowa Department of Cultural Affairs. So it's an extremely beneficial service. If you know anyone that might enjoy that, benefit from it, please do spread the word, because we're really excited about that. So again, that's on Mondays. Group and one-to-ones are available. So the group is primarily for children 12 and under. One-to-ones are for absolutely anybody. So a little bit about that. Just a couple more things. You might be familiar with the SURF's annual summer concert series. It used to be called Summer Showcase. This summer it's called SURF Sounds. It takes place every Wednesday in the ballroom. It is a free series, and the donations are accepted. All go to the music center. So we were trying to brainstorm some ideas, how do we get more students involved and just get the word out that it is part of our educational outreach, right? And so one of the things that came from that was giving students the option to perform, maybe introduce the band as a junior host and things like that. So the feedback was really positive, and the first couple nights have gone really well. So much fun to bridge the surf with the music center in that way. I think we've kind of been waiting, for an opportunity to do that. So much fun. Certainly more kind of performance type opportunities are available now too with the opening of the Legacy Grill next door. If you haven't been there, be sure to check it out. Really fun atmosphere. Just opens the door for more fun opportunities. Lastly, in 2020, we started a scholarship program for the Music Center. So when the surf's doors were closed, it allowed us to take a step back, kind of think, where are our greatest needs, right? And so that started in 2020, primarily donation-based. Maybe you've contributed or spread the word. Just want to say thank you so much. Wouldn't be possible without such a supportive community. So that's there to cover the cost of instrument lessons and things like that. So again, just super grateful for the support, and it's been so much fun to watch the Music Center grow. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Jessie Myers with the Clear Lake Arts Center, and I just want to tell you guys about a few things we've got going on. First of all, we're really excited we are actually bringing art sale back this year officially. I know that the mini markets were great, but nothing is quite the same as art sale in the park. So we're really looking forward to that. We'll have a lot of really fun vendors that people have come to expect, along with some new ones this year. We are looking for volunteers if anyone is interested in coming to help out with that event. We also will be offering some really fun educational opportunities. On Tuesday evenings, for all age students, we have an open studio time that we'll be offering, kind of a guided opportunity to just create whatever they can imagine. And then we'll also be offering an opportunity Tuesday afternoons for younger children up to 5. So come in and enjoy those opportunities with your children. Along with that, we are going to be doing a really cool community art project this year, and we are looking for businesses and people in the community to partner with. We'll be offering the opportunity for people to come and create stencils, and we'll take those stencils into the community, into sidewalks, and spray them with a clear hydrophobic spray that will only show up when it rains or gets wet. So it'll be a rainy day art tour to go and discover art in the community, which is going to be pretty fun. So if you're interested in having a piece of art in front of your business, let us know. We'd be happy to partner. So thank you.
Good morning. I'm Becky Dornbush from Central Gardens, inviting all of you to our annual fundraiser a week from Sunday at Central Gardens at noon. This is our major fundraiser each year to help support the gardens. We have all kinds of fun auction items, country landscapes, metal artwork, gift certificates, gift baskets. It's a great opportunity maybe for 8 of you to grab some employees and treat them and have a good opportunity to get together and support Central Gardens, and we really appreciate your support. We do have tickets here if you'd like to purchase them. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stacy Skellinger, and I am the manager of the Tried and True Boutique. If you have never been in there, the Tried and True Boutique is a brand of thrift solutions. Chris was up talking earlier. We also have the general store, and we help contribute to saving the North Iowa landfill that 1.2 million pounds every year. So your donations come into the general store, and I handpick them for our Tried and True Boutique, myself and the staff. And so when you come in, you can expect to find your Coach purses, your Michael Kors shoes, and the top brands that we really can't get here in North Iowa at a thrift price. So I want to invite you, even you, Mr. Crabb, because we have a very large men's section in our boutique. And Mr. Crabb, So there's a poster on your table as well as some little handouts. I would be grateful if you would take these back to your businesses and post them in your employee area. But at our Fun Fab Friday here in Clear Lake, we're open until 6 o'clock, so after business hours, you can come and have a glass of wine and shop our beautiful store that we restock heavily for the weekends, because we also have the Laker tourists in the area that like to pop into the store. So we have a lot of things for the whole family, and we have sizes 0 to sizes 4X for men and women. So stop in, enjoy Fun Fab Fridays, grab a treat, join our loyalty program, get 25% off your purchases, and we hope to see you at the Tried and True.
Hi, I'm Katie Purcell. I'm the director of the Kitty Pioneer Museum. Coming up July 10th, we have our annual homemade ice cream. Usually the board at the museum makes the homemade ice cream, but this year the Bertzels from Mesa City is providing the ice cream, and then you put your own toppings on. The board's going to provide all the toppings, and then we have a dessert with that and a drink. And then before July 10th, a guy from Mesa City during the war, he made the first electric bicycle, and that'll be on permanent display now at the museum. We're going to get it July 7th, right time for Rag Ride, with a whole bunch of old bicycles. And then recently, this summer, as of yesterday, we have a volunteer that works for the Kohler Foundation. It's a multi-billion-dollar foundation, the toilet place. Anyway, they buy a lot of artwork from estates and stuff, and then you have professional people restore the artwork, and then it goes back into their community. Right now, at the museum, we have 8 pieces that just came yesterday, shipped from Wisconsin, and this Mark's going to restore it, but he's going to tell, the pieces will be on display all summer until he's finished restoring them. But it brings in the art history, and Mark is a professional cement guy, so he tells the story of the cement making in Mesa City. So we're going to have a lot of hands-on things for kids to do with cement and clay. Okay, and I have posters on the floor.
Hi, I am Diane Childress, and I am with NIAC Continuing Ed. Our new catalog hit the mailboxes this week, and I started in February, and I came here right after I had started, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I feel like I know what I'm doing a little bit more now, and so I want to bring as many community ed classes to Clear Lake as I can. I service Mason City, Clear Lake, and Hampton for community ed classes. So from you, I would love just opportunity to partner with you if you've got ideas for classes. My head is actually full of ideas. Sometimes what I need more is instructors. So if you're like, ooh, I'd love to teach about hospitality or pickleball or charcuterie, I've been listening. I've been listening. I would love instructors. I've been working a lot with the Music Education Center, and we use their space for classes, and also the Art Center as well. However, they are very busy, and sometimes it's hard to find spaces for classes as well. So if you've got a space where you can host a class, and maybe you don't want to teach it, but you've got the space, that would be awesome too. So you can contact me at NIAC. I have some cards at the car I can give you, or if you just remember my name is Diane, but it's spelled D-Y-A-N. You look that up at NIAC, I'm the only one. So you will find my email address, and you can just shoot me an email and just let me know what you want to teach or the space that you have to give. Thank you so much.